There. Hi, I'm Pete, and welcome to Just a Few Acres Farm. Well, the weatherman said we'd get 13 inches of snow over the course of 3 days. We got 6. But it's a heavy snow and there's ice underneath. It's never easy dealing with snow. And I gotta go and water the heifers. Alright, now I gotta find the hose. It's under here somewhere. There we go. Yep. Ladies are in the barn eating. Oh, I see them looking out at me. I would say she's full. You go turn off the water and drain the hose. I have a system here. With both ends of the hose open, I just walk along it and hold it up and it drains the water out the far end. And then it's ready to use for the next time. And on top of the snow, which really wasn't all that bad, it's supposed to get cold for the rest of the week, down in the single digits. Fahrenheit for you Celsius folks would be negative 120. So, when it's this way, I spend a lot of time working indoors, if I can. In the last few days, I finished cleaning the major castings for the Farmall MD rear end, the transmission and final drive, the torque tube, and the axle housings and the axles. The axle housings were easy. I just cleaned the outside of them with a knotted wire brush, and the inside of them is clean. It just needs to be flushed out with parts washing fluid. The torque tube and bell housing here was a different story. I was scratching my head about the easiest way to do that. If it's summertime, I probably would have used a pressure washer, but it's been nasty outside. So I got a couple cans of the yellow top easy off oven cleaner. I've been told you got to use the yellow top stuff. Sprayed them in there, sprayed one can, let it sit, and then swished it around with a parts cleaning brush, took it outside, hosed it down, took a lot of it off, took the second can, did the same thing, took the rest off. That was pretty good. And I wound up with an inside that's plenty clean enough for my needs. Doesn't have to be spotless. This big casting with the transmission and final drive is always a head scratcher as well as to how to get it clean. And I did something I haven't done before this time. I hung it on the hoist so that it could drain out one end, and I started with the final drive section hung up high. I started just washing that down with parts washer fluid in this pressurized bottle. It's just a pump up bottle, and I would spray it. And that way I could wash all of the metal flakes progressively down the housing. So I worked through the rear end housing and then into the transmission housing. It's a bugger to get all those little metal flakes out. Some of them are teeny tiny, but I did pretty good. There was hardly any sludge in the transmission and final drive, and I think part of that may be that I drained it thoroughly last winter and I put new gear oil in it and then ran it for the summer, and I don't know, that may have dissolved some of the sludge, so I didn't have a big problem with that in the transmission. After I washed it down with parts washer fluid and it had dried out or drip dried, then I blew it out with compressed air to get any teeny tiny flakes that were remaining out of it. So that leaves me to start cleaning up all this stuff, the guts in the transmission. I have a very, very special thing to do today. Let me show you. Oh, let's see in here. Oh, looks pretty grimy. Get this stuff out. Take this out. Tilt this end up. Like so. Turn it on. I like to change my parts washer fluid about every 10 to 15 years, something like that. Seems good to me. Besides, there's so many memories in here. I remember that. That's from the H that I did about 10 years ago. There's some dirt from the 504. Oh, Super A. That was 15 years ago. Boy, have you seen that guy on YouTube, Just a Few Acres Farm? He's goofy. I think he's going nuts or something. He's losing that. Talks to his parts and his parts washer. I think one of the cows must have kicked him in the head or something. Now the fun part, cleaning out the sludge. Good evening, honey. What did you do today? Oh, I spent the day watching a guy on YouTube clean out his parts washer. It was very satisfying. Now we mop her out. This is the exact procedure that Safety Clean follows. I was going to call them, but I figured, well, I think I can do this myself. It's very important to throw the rags in the bucket with the sludge, because I got plans for that. You know what I just found? There's a drain plug right here in the bottom. That would have come in handy earlier. Probably wouldn't have been as much fun though. There we go. Oh, more sludge. Haha. That's pretty clean on that side. Alrighty, here we go. This is PSC 1000 cleaning fluid. I don't know. Works alright for me. Alright, this is can number 2. This is a partial can I've had laying around since the last time I changed my... Oh, wait a second. That's dirty. Luckily, I have another new 5-gallon jug. Very nice. Guess I'll store this under the heater with all the other greasy rags. There, that ought to work good. And all I'm left with is the essence of the old tractor. All the old tractors I've done with that parts washer. I don't know. I gotta find something fitting to do, something respectful to do with their remains. Ah. You know, it's kind of cold out here. Alright, now I can get down to business and wash some parts. Oh, that cleans really well. Look at all that pressure. I should have done this 9 years ago. Nothing more satisfying than clean parts. I like it. We'll just put this right back on for safekeeping until the parts come. Do you know that NASA did a study on the use of lock washers and found that they have absolutely no benefit? It's true. You're a tight fit. You're on, right? So why am I using lock washers? I don't know. Just what's done. Next, I can start cleaning up these gear sets. Light cleaning to make sure there's nothing stuck to them, no bits of metal. Oh, I gotta show you something that I found in the transmission. I thought it was kind of interesting. There's a trough way down there, and these troughs are pretty cool. So oil drips down through there, gets splashed out by the gears. There's a little hole here, and that feeds down to the reverse idler gear, and that's where oil goes into that shaft to oil the bushings. The rest of it goes back to the pinions. In the corner of this trough, way back in here, I found, well, this was stuck to it, and I thought it was part of the casting for a while. I said, well, that doesn't look right. And so I pried at it with a screwdriver, and it came out as one hard lump of shavings. It's like they're glued together. I have no idea what would have caused them to become so stuck. It's like concrete. Anyway, I thought that was cool. We'll just leave these over here to drip dry. This is the top shaft, and here's what drives the ring gear. Well, these sliding gears got to come off because I got to change this bearing in here. And we're going to lose all the shims. Got to keep track of those. Let's do this. Here we go. The bearing has a snap ring on it. The good news is that if it has a snap ring on it, it's probably easy to slide off once you remove the snap ring. There we go. Snap ring. There. Got to take this bearing out of the retainer. Alright, now we can put this gear set back together. Sans bearings. the bearings are coming. This is all gonna have to come back apart when I get the bearings in, but I wanna put it back together while it's clean, just to keep everything in order. And this one, yes. This is a reverse idler shaft, and I love it when I notice these kinds of things because it's like learning something new every day. You'd think that this was just a dumb piece of steel, but it's not. They drilled down through the center of it to connect these two sets of holes, and then they put a plug in the end of it. When it sits in the transmission, the oil comes down and feeds it through these holes, and then it comes through that center hole and comes up in between the bushings in this shaft, and then the oil comes out both sides and feeds those bushings to keep them lubricated. Just amazes me how much thought they put into these things. My parts shipped today, so I should be putting that back together later this week. Geez, this is still burning after like 2 hours. It's the eternal flame of tractor restoration. I'll keep it burning for you. It's time to do chores.
Yep.
Hey, Miss Buck. How are you doing?
Hey guys. Here.
You don't look very happy.
Don't be mean.
I'm not getting up. Everybody's staying inside today. The hens really don't like to come out when the snow's too deep. One lady out to see me. That's it. One looking through the door. Tank heater's doing its job. Get everything thawed out before it gets really cold. You guys are always happy to see me these days. I wonder why. This is why. Sweet feed. And the smart cookie always hangs back and gets this tray all to themselves. Well, maybe not all to themselves. I've been feeding these gals sweet feed, 2 scoops, twice a day. There's 4 of them here. I haven't seen much of a difference as far as them gaining weight. So today I put in a bale of real nice second cutting hay for them before they were eating some of the stuff we purchased, which isn't as good as our own hay, and we'll see. It's a good experiment to try. Things always look nice after they're plowed until they drift in. What's going on here? Howdy, piggers. How are you all doing? You've been pushing that Christmas tree around. Why are you scared of me? I don't think you guys are so scared of me. You just put on a show. Here. These guys haven't come up to me yet to sniff my hand, but they will. Quit playing with the camera. The bigger they get, the bolder they get. Right, guys? There you go. There you go. Hey. Oh, there they all went. Check their feed. Zhuzh it a little bit. Check their water. Howdy, cows. Yeah, Patty, I know. Oh, you guys always got complaints. Your heat lamp went out, guys. Where are you going? Hey, Brownie. Yeah, food and water time. First, let's see if we can fix this heat lamp. Oh, it's just a little loose here. There you go, sausages. Lots of warmth. All right, Brownie. Get you some water. Some for Mom and Piglets, and some for Mom by herself. These piglets are going to be 6 weeks old next week. Right, little ones? They have to squat to get underneath the divider now. Time to fill the trough. There's something really satisfying about working through the ice with the water. I don't know. Hey, Doc. How are you doing? Doc's coming to get a drink. Well, maybe not. Doc's coming to get something to eat. Patty the boss cow. Everybody's fed. It's time for me to go in and be fed myself and warm up a little bit. It's a typical January day. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Ah.